Howdy guys, welcome to the video for GranBlue Fantasy Relink. My name is Ventus SG, and in this GranBlue Fantasy Relink guide video, I'm going to give you my opinions on what I feel like are the top 5 best characters in the game. Now obviously this is all based on my opinion, and in no way means that any character in the game is bad, because they are all good if used properly. However, on this top 5 list, I'm taking into account a few factors: how easy the character is to learn, what that character's job is, how well that character can do its job as opposed to another character with the same job, and how fun that character is to use. Now, if you have a specific character that you really like to use, I'd really appreciate it if you could tell me about it down in the comments, who that character is, and most importantly, why it is that you like that character so much. That information could help me and someone else who is reading the comment that is looking for a character to main. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there first and tell you my absolute favorite character to play, and it is Id. I am sorry if spoilers, but if you haven't finished the story mode yet, yeah, you get to completely add Id to your team after the story mode is finished, and let me tell you, he is one of, if not the most fun character in the game to use. I feel like his role is primarily DPS, but he does have at least one skill in his kit that would suggest he would make an okay, decent tank, especially if you give him the right sigils. Id has a skill called Atonement, which takes damage in place of allies, and this skill is a hold skill, so you can keep up that cover for a few moments and he counters directly after it. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't ever see a world where I would ever use him as a tank because he has so many DPS skills and it transforms into a literal dragon hybrid that does nothing but deal damage. But like I said, with the right sigils, he could fill the tank role. But as a DPS though, sheesh, this guy's kit is amazing. Like I said, he has an install skill that transforms him into a dragon hybrid where he has 2 ranged attack skills and 2 melee attack skills. His melee and ranged attack buttons become spammable and end with an explosive finish. In his human form, heavy attack is the most fun thing to use because his sword is amazing. As for his kit, every skill is good. He has a ranged attack that fires a projectile forward. Never Enough, the skill called Never Enough, literally lunges you toward the enemy and deals damage and restores health based on the damage dealt. Arcadia shoots a cone of slow that negatively affects enemies. He even gets the power to transform into the dragon hybrid at will instead of waiting for it to happen by dealing damage and raising his gauge. And he even has like a second gauge while he is in the dragon form called God Might that gives him an increased damage in a 3rd install. And to add to that, in my opinion, I think he just has the best weapon styles in the game. The next character is Gran. Gran is probably the best, hands down best support character in the game because he has so many abilities that are designed to affect other characters, allies, and enemies alike. Among his best skills are Panacea, his healing ability, Revive, a skill that has helped me out countless times in newer and harder missions. When you go down, he has a ranged ability that will pick you back up. Stall, which basically casts slow on enemies, which is super helpful, and then Clarity, that creates a circle of health regeneration. Do not sleep on Gran. I use him with literally every single quest because he is my backup plan. Next is Vayne. Vayne is probably the best tank in the game next to Vasaraga. I really can't call it at this point which is better, but I'm just going to go with Vayne for the purposes of this video because he has one very incredible skill called Rampart. Rampart basically puts up a shield dome that grants anyone inside invincibility. While Rampart is up, no one inside takes any damage. I can't tell you how useful that was and is during very hard missions the first few times that you do them. He has another ability that's called Drachenstalls, I think it's how you pronounce it, that grants him Guts along with Defense Up. Guts allows the user to survive 1 lethal blow, so how cool is that? Breakthrough literally is an aggro skill to attract enemy attention, and Soul Eruption fully heals the character when he is at 30% HP or less. With quick cooldown sigils, provoke sigils, and garrison sigils, he is probably the perfect tank. When it comes to healers, Rosetta is literally the best healer in the game because even her basic attacks throw heals to your team. Her attacks are based on plants, kind of like Poison Ivy from Batman. She poisons enemies with a skill called Rose Tycoon and even has an escape skill called Sillage, I think it's how it's pronounced, that plants rolls and allows her to immediately dodge backwards from danger. Iron Maiden gives her Stout Heart, which is super important for a healer because when it's active, taking damage does not interrupt character actions. She's my best healer. And finally, this was a tough decision because I wanted to give you a ranged attack character that is unusual or a character that wasn't displayed in the demo, but I can't help it. I have to go with Io. She is, to me, the best ranged attacker with her magic and her mechanics. Her skills and basic attacks can take a little longer to use, but the payoff is huge. She does incredible amounts of damage, and given sigils like quick charge, concentrated fire, steady focus, and charged attack, she can easily be main DPS, which is a strat that I use when farming boss fights. Slap on a couple of tanks, a healer, and then sit back and concentrate on charging those vortex orbs, and mostly all boss fights become super light work. Just make sure you give her as many masteries as you can, both for offense and defense, so you get those sigil slots and more damage and skill effects. Alright, so that's it. That's my list for top 5. Like I said, these are all just my humble opinions. You can agree or disagree. It's cool. I don't mind. Just remember to leave me who your favorite characters are in the comments. Now, if this video was helpful to you, it's 2024. You already know what the like button is, so smash it. And also, share this video with friends. And don't forget to check out my channel for more GranBlue Fantasy Relink videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.